Happy World Down Syndrome Day. Today we wanted to make a special video featuring our son Evan. Evan, can you say hi? Since it's World Down Syndrome Day. And this video, it was really fun to make and really emotional when we looked back on it after it was finished, because Evan is such a joy and a light in our life. And another fun thing is today is a collaboration with my new friend Jennifer from A Country Life. I have been watching Jennifer's vlogs for a long time, actually way before I was on YouTube. Jennifer has a son, Joe, with Down syndrome, who's quite a bit older than Evan. And I've watched her for a few years and just been really encouraged at watching Joe's life and his inclusion in the family and homeschooling. So Jennifer is a really sweet lady, and I really enjoy her vlog. She does a lot of cooking and grocery hauls. They're cranberry farmers. It's just a really sweet, fun channel to watch. So go ahead and go over to her channel after you watch our video and tell her in that video in the comments that you came over from our channel. And if you are coming from Jennifer's channel, Evan says, welcome. Can you say welcome? Welcome. We're glad you're here. Thank you for coming over and supporting our Evan and by watching this video. So
at Sunday school the other day, one of Evan's teachers told me that this is Evan's world and we're all just living in it. So enjoy this video, and thank you for watching.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. You're getting excited. You're breathing heavy. You're getting so excited.
Happy Down Syndrome Day. I love that there's a day that we can celebrate Evan and all that he has brought to our lives. Nothing brings more joy to his Aunt Toto than when Brandy sends me a picture of his infectious smile, or even better, when I get a video of him belting out Whitney. I can't even tell you how many times I go back and look at those. Evan just radiates joy, and we each need that every single day of our lives. So thank you, Evan, for being such a bright light, and just always remember that your Aunt Toto loves you.
Hey, come to us. Show off your skills.
Wow.
Good job, Bubba.
Good job.
Great life skill, Evan.
Yeah, there you go. Alternate hands.
I gotta stop before you run into it.
He's smiling.
Is this just a photo op for you?
Do it some more. Do it again. Look, it's still here.
It's kind of slobbery.
Oh, you got one off. You got one off.
Yeah.
Add a little.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Oh, good. Yeah. There's slime everywhere. Make a wish.
One more. You got one more blow. We are so very blessed to have Evan be a part of our family. And I'm sure that when we first heard that you, Brandy and Brian, y'all were praying about and wanting and asking the Lord to send to you a child with Down syndrome, I don't think any of us understood the joy that awaited our family. I've been thinking a lot since it is National Down Syndrome month and day and the focus. I've been thinking a lot about who Evan is and who we are now because of Evan. And I can absolutely state with all certainty that our family needed Evan. He has opened up our eyes to just the beauty of God's creation, how the Lord fearfully and wonderfully makes all of us. Evan has not only brought joy, he has also brought challenges that we needed as a family to press into the Lord for. One of the things that John and I love most about Evan is just his excitement about everything that he does, whether it's lining his cars up and playing with them or listening to Whitney Houston. Everything that Evan does is filled with excitement and is filled with wonder. And I think that's a very rare thing and definitely one of the best things that we've learned having Evan be a part of our family is that our world, the world that God created, is filled with wonder and joy. We love you, Evan.
Evan, that does not go in your nose. Here, they go in here. Thank you. Good job.
One thing I love about Evan is how he sings and dances to any song that comes on, whether it be Whitney Houston or The Weeknd.
Some things that I love about Evan is like how like sometimes when we're doing school, he would just come up to us and like come and sit by us when we're doing school and like try to like help us do our school, you know.
I like when Evan comes in the mornings and he wakes me up instead of like turning on the light or being irritating in the morning. He climbs in bed with me and gives me a big hug.
I think overall Evan's just a really happy person, and that's something like I think with everything that our family has ever been through, like just in all of our life, if we didn't have that like little bit of happiness from him or just like the little ways he entertains us through the day, if we didn't have those little things, I think that our family would look like it would look very different if we didn't have Evan. So I'm very thankful for Evan.
He likes to listen to Whitney Houston a lot, so he like gets his phone and like holds it like right here and like sings in such a happy voice. And like he like whenever she does like a pitch or something, he like throws his hand up. I think that's just so cute. And yeah, I think Evan's an awesome brother, so yeah.
God made each and every person equal, fearfully and wonderfully, and Evan is definitely more like than different.
And then another thing I love about Evan is how every time I'm feeling down and sad, he comes up to me and comforts me and pats me on the shoulder whenever I need it, and which makes me feel a lot better. And I thank Evan for being who he is and giving us happiness in this house.
Did he look in your ears? Yeah. Where else?
Your ears and your nose and your mouth.
What's up, Evan? It's the Backus fam here, and we're just making this video to tell you how much we love you, how proud of you we are, and how much you're a testament to God's grace and God's goodness. Every time we're around you, we feel that joy, and you're a blessing to us, dude. We love you so much. And part of this video too is we were gonna share our favorite memory with you, and we talked about it. And it's definitely when we got to take you to the zoo when you were like a littler boy. It was so much fun.
You're like a toddler.
Like a toddler. And I just remember the otter slide and the giraffe and how much you didn't like the birds, but that's totally cool. It was such a fun time together, and we love that memory. We love you so much now, dude, and we're excited to see you soon.
Yes. Palmer, can you say, love you, Evan? Can you blow Evan a kiss? Love you, dude.
Love you guys.
Oh yeah, say love you.
Love you.
So I wanted to give a quick little backstory into our receiving Evan into our family. We had been on an organization's registry called the National Down Syndrome Adoption Network. I will link them below. They are not an adoption agency. They're just a registry of homesteady approved families waiting specifically to adopt a child with Down syndrome. So we got an approved homesteady that was specific to special needs and got on the Down syndrome registry in 2012 maybe. Through that course of time, we were able to speak with 2 families specifically that were pregnant with a child with Down syndrome. And through that whole process of waiting with expectancy, and then also just talking and sharing with these 2, with a couple, and then it was a single mom, our hearts just really opened up more and more and more, and that first couple ended up parenting their daughter, which was the absolute right thing to do. She was born right around Christmas time, and we were so happy for them. Disappointed on our end, of course, because this is what we wanted, but we could see God moving, and we're so thankful that she was able to stay in her biological family. And then the second lady we were privileged to walk a few months of her pregnancy with. I'm still, social media friends with her, and I get to watch this little girl grow up through pictures, and it's so precious to me because we loved her as our own for all those months when we were waiting and praying and, asking the Lord, is this our daughter? And we just got such a love for her and her mom. And through all that waiting, our desire for a child with Down syndrome just grew and grew and grew. And so I was getting my hair done. Actually, I was pulling up to get my hair colored at the time. And honestly, I was feeling a little discouraged because that sweet little girl had been born, and her mom decided to parent her, which was the right decision for them. And while I was so thankful for the outcome there, I was just sad for myself. I was disappointed and, just waiting on the Lord. I knew that God had called us to this. I was certain of that. And so, those times of waiting are just hard sometimes. And I got, anytime you're waiting for an adoption, when you see the phone number of your agency or social worker pull up, your heart starts racing. And for whatever reason, when I saw Stephanie, she was through the Down Syndrome Network, when I saw her number come on my phone, the Holy Spirit just settled my heart. I'm gonna cry. And I knew it was the call. And actually, though I loved ministering to these families, my heart was a little bit emotionally exhausted from that. And so I had specifically asked the Lord, if it's your will, Lord, this time, could it just be the baby's ready. Like, this is your baby. And I didn't know that that would be the outcome, but that was my hope. And so I think when I got that call, I just knew that this was the one. And that's pretty much what she said. We were living in Houston at the time, and she said, Brandy, I think your son has been born. And that moment is forever etched in my heart, because I was so thankful. And we wanted this so badly. And that's something that I really can't articulate. You know, when God places a passion or a desire in your heart, it is just so overwhelming and beautiful, and that longing was so great. So I won't tell you all those details because I know this video is already we want the video to be long with, you know, the glories of all the videos of Evan, but I do want to just share that we were so excited. And it was exactly that. This little baby had been born about 4 weeks before. This was our Evan, and his mom was struggling with her decision, rightly so, and had seen our profile and had chosen us and did not want to sign paperwork until she met us in person. And so literally, I think it was the next day, we drove to the hospital, to the NICU, and we met Mom first in a private room. And those are just tender, hard, sweet, beautiful moments. And she did not speak English, so there was a translator. But God was faithful, and even in that language divide, my love for Evan and her love for her son just matched, and we both knew that this was what was the right thing to do. And so I left the room and had to wait on her final decision. I had not seen Evan yet. And it was agonizing, because as much as I wanted her to choose us, I knew that in that moment she was choosing to say goodbye to him. So it was devastating and joyous all at the same time, as all adoptions are. So she did ultimately sign papers, and I didn't see her again that day. And they came out and said, Mom signed, let's give her a few minutes to exit. She went and said goodbye to Evan. I did not witness that. That was a private moment between her and Evan. And then they walked me over to this line of little cribs in the NICU. And when I saw his face and saw the features of Down syndrome on his face and the preciousness and perfection of him, I literally felt my knees buckle. Like I thought I was not going to be able to stand up anymore, because I loved him so much and desired him, wanted him so much. So those first few weeks and months are some of the most precious of my life, because when you've prayed for something for so long, and also when it's a prayer that not everybody understands, nobody really understood. People supported our decision that loved us, but I think a lot of people, even people that loved us, were perplexed by, why would we choose this? Why would we intentionally go this path? And so I think what Evan has taught us, and you guys, if you have faithfully watched our channel, is that Evan is pure joy. You know, it is not true that people with Down syndrome are always happy, because he's human. He sins, he gets mad, he is frustrated. But there is something, they call it the love chromosome, there is something unique about Down syndrome that just radiates a different joy, a different spirit, a different love, excitement. And I think anybody that even walks past Evan and Evan gives them a little thumbs up just sees that. So Evan has taught me more than I could articulate in a video that was 4 hours long. But Evan is evidence of a faithful God to me. And it truly is my privilege to be his mom. And every day I wake up with excitement because I get to spend it with him. And I know, and there are days that are hard. I know that, Evan does not sleep. That can somewhat be typical of people with Down syndrome. So we haven't slept in 7 years since Evan joined us. And he does have a few medical issues, nothing huge that we deal with. Obviously, the developmental delays cause us to learn how to teach him in a different way, how to show him things in a different way. And so while those things aren't bad, it is different. And so, of course, there are challenges and things to overcome when you're parenting a child with a disability. But I think that nothing could have shaped our hearts or drawn us closer to the Lord or taught us more than Evan and Ezra's life. Ezra is our son that passed away. He did not have Down syndrome, but had other diagnoses. So I think my hope and my prayer when I pray over Evan is that his life would glorify the Lord, that through each breath he just does what he's already doing, shows the world that God is good and that there is joy, and being different doesn't mean anything negative. If you are a sweet mama that is pregnant with a child with Down syndrome, or maybe you got a birth diagnosis and just came on here and searched Down syndrome on YouTube and found this video, I just want to encourage you that maybe some of the things that you're hearing or being told are scary and negative and overwhelming. And I think anybody would be, disappointed or sad or confused when their pregnancy is different than they anticipated, or the outcome may be different. But I just want to encourage you to block out all of those voices that are telling you negative things. Because while things are different and while things may prove challenging, that doesn't mean that they'll have a negative, bad, unproductive life. So I would just encourage you to talk to people, seek out people that are parenting children with Down syndrome, and try to understand what actually Down syndrome means and what it doesn't. So I hope that this video sheds light on what Down syndrome is through Evan's life. There was a movement a few years ago, kind of an anti-abortion movement that was called Shout Their Worth. And so that's sort of what I hope this video is that we shout the worth of people with Down syndrome. And so today, on World Down Syndrome Day, would you join me in thanking the Lord for people with Down syndrome? Thanking the Lord for knitting them together in such a unique way that allows us to see and experience God's diversity and beauty in creation. Would you do me a favor and share this video today on your social media platforms and encourage others to say Happy World Down Syndrome Day and celebrate the lives of so many wonderful children and people that have Down syndrome. So thank you for watching. Thank you for loving our Evan. Thank you for always being so encouraging and supporting. And let's move forward with the idea that Down syndrome is